Hello everybody. So I am working through this workbook. Love Yourself, Heal Your Life. It's a workbook by Louise Hay. And it's from the book You Can Heal Your Life, which I'm also reading. You Can Heal Your Life. And I am on, what am I on? 6. I'm on chapter 6 in the workbook. Anger. I accept all my emotions with love. Sometimes that was hard for me because I would judge myself for being too angry or, really going into the not thinking about what the energy I was using or frustrated or whatever. And I would go through them all, my emotions, without paying attention and thinking that, they just happened, without like what thought process am I having and what am I vibrating and all that stuff, which I've been learning more of and more on how you can change your thoughts and how you can heal yourself. And a lot of the old, this workbook is really good because it starts with from the very basic techniques all the way up the process, like it's a really good workbook that I've gone through. Health talks about, which is really good because I've been working a lot through all different health issues for myself and trying to find like for myself like the best eating habits. Not that I don't have the greatest eating habits, but it was like more on what I could eat. So I have a very sensitive stomach system. I'm a very sensitive person all over, and that is my stomach as well. And I'm learning how to work with it. And one of the things is like what you're eating and like how you're eating it. So being grateful for the food you have and not just worrying about it, or is it going to upset my stomach, or like things like that. Being grateful for what you have, and I find that my body can tolerate certain foods for a certain length of time, and then it changes, and then it just I have a lot of food allergies, which I'm working through. But healing myself is a whole process. Who you are and what do you believe. This is part 2, chapter 2 in this. I see myself with eyes of love and I am safe. Really good. That one's really good because it goes through all different aspects of it. Like your thought process of men, your thought process of women, your thought process of love, of sex, of work, money, success, failure, and God. And it talks about this in this workbook. It's really good. I really like it so far. And like I said, I'm on part 6. There's some like affirmations that you get into, and like some fears that you have to go through, and like your thought process. And for me, it's really interesting because I go so far ahead, and then I, like in my own personal development, and then I find myself in certain places where I forget that I can change, and I can change my thoughts, and I get wrapped up in old habits. And that's really interesting because when you're wrapped up in old habits, you forget that you can stop what you're doing. When we start remembering that we can pay attention to right here, right now, that's very important. And you can choose who you want to be, and you can change who you want to be. If you want to be a different person, you've just got to find out. If you haven't healed the wound and let it go, it may just keep opening, keep getting infected, and you'll find things that come back up. And you know what? Sometimes it may be a lifelong process for you, and that's okay. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're stepping back, you're still moving forward. It's a different you all the time that has to go through this process. And I used to judge myself like, why am I not further ahead, or why am I, still stuck here, or why am I? And then I realized that was the energy I was giving that, instead of going, oh, I see, came back up. Okay, thank you for that reminder. I don't have to think that way. I don't have to be that person anymore. I'm safe here. I'm okay now. Because sometimes what happens is, like our brain gets stuck in survival mode. So then we bring back a whole bunch of stuff that we were in survival mode before. So it could be food, it could be thought process, it could be addiction of some kind, it could be anything really. And it could be like something that you can get rid of just as easy by going, oh yeah, I don't need to think that anymore. I don't need to believe that. That's not who I am anymore. That was the story I was telling myself, but I can change my story. And you can heal and let go. You can heal yourself and let go. All the time I find myself healing myself. All the time I wake up gratitude. When I remember to be grateful. When I remember I don't have to rush. When I remember I can take that moment to myself. When I remember my mirror work. When I remember to meditate. These are all important steps to help me through my new process, my new story that I'm telling, my new life that I'm creating, my new self, my best self, right? That's who I'm working towards. That's who I'm getting there, right? And it starts with baby steps, but you get there. Don't give up. Just keep going. It's a process. There are so many wonderful books out there. Louise Hay has tons. Wayne Dyer, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Alan Watts. The list goes on and on. There's so many. I listen to tons of them. But when I get myself so caught up in whatever life is handing me at that moment, and I forget that I've got all these tools that I could be using, that's when I get stuck. That's when I start going into overload in my thought process. There are so many tools. Put on a YouTube video of listening to an audiobook from somebody who inspires you. Watch videos that inspire you. Get yourself back in the cycle. Whatever's happening in life at the moment is happening in life, and that's okay. You will get through it, no matter what it is. You will get through it. There have been millions of times before that it's all worked out. Tons and tons. Your whole life has been process of working out. Even if it doesn't seem like it, you've made it here. So it must have worked out in some way. Maybe not ideally the way you wanted it to be, but it still worked out. And you got through that. And you got through that hurdle. And you got through that one. There are so many. Your whole life is like that. But instead of seeing the good of it, you see things like you wished it would have been. And it was hard to go through. And you stay there and you get stuck. And that's okay too, because getting stuck is a good refresher. You can start over and do it again. Do something different. Try something different. Listen to some audios, listen to something. Take a nice hot bath, take a nice run. Whatever it is to get you motivated, to get you back to where you want to be. It is up to you to be the best you and to do whatever it is you've come here to do in this life. You are amazing, and I love you. Make an amazing day.